Well, at 6 minutes to 9, we continue with the broadcast this morning. It's time we speak with eThekwini Secure, our weekly edition of Crime Talk. Mohammed Batman Ismail standing by. Mohammed, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum Assalam warahmatullahi. United, thank you for having us on again.
Yes, always a pleasure, Mohammed. Mohammed, we're talking about the effectiveness of community policing. Now, this is absolutely important considering, where we are as a country and why it is absolutely important, why it is absolutely necessary to have some form of community involvement, stakeholder participation with regard to law and order in your communities and within the communities that we reside.
Yes, that's important. We always talk about community police forums, but we need to break down the aspect of community police forum and what are the separate or the angles that we can work with in terms of keeping communities safe. Often we have talk shops, and there's no effectiveness that comes from it. So you've got things like neighborhood watches, you've got patrollers, and you've got campaigns like Get to Know Your campaign. So these are all the issues that we can bring under one umbrella to discuss the issue of community policing as it were. Now, community policing does not mean you are the police in itself, but what you are really, you're the eyes and ears of the police, you're the eyes and ears of the community, where you're now trying to keep your community safe by encouraging patrols, by encouraging the residents to report crime, for everybody to sort of come out and keep your streets safe. So that's basically where it is. But we must also emphasize the fact that you do not put yourself in danger. You're just standing off and you're creating visibility. So the visibility is the most important aspect of it all. The more visible you become, you will find that crime starts lessening in your areas because now people are coming out and they are being seen. So that is very important. Now, with that, we've also got the community in blue strategy that discussed a few times, and applications for reservists are still open. So go to your nearest police station and apply to become a reservist. Of course, you need to have a clean a crime report. You have to have clearance and a whole lot of other things. So there's various aspects that can be implemented to start keeping your community safe, and that's the departure point. Oh,
Well,
again,
definitely.
do not be vigilantes.
No, I agree with you, Mohammed. And I think what you're saying is, no, don't become a vigilante, and also looking at, how efficient a community policing forum can be. It does require, a high levels of commitment, number one, but also at the same time, in terms of a true understanding of what community policing really means, and also at the same time looking at things like proper being properly equipped, being trained properly. When I'm saying equipped as well, both mentally and just having knowledge, a good knowledge as to how or what community policing really means and what you need to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Vic. So that's why we would work closely with the Department of Com Safety, for example, and where members then have to, sign codes of conduct, where everybody's sort of adhering to the law. But it's not only about physical, we've got very effective WhatsApp platforms and communication channels, and we've got a channel like Zello, where you can communicate and report crime almost immediately. And then we've got controllers, where if there's an incident, they can immediately, summon the police, or if there's an emergency, a medical emergency, we can call for ambulances and a whole lot of other things there that forms part of a whole community policing project. So it's multifactorial. It's just not about a bunch of old guys like us going to CPF meetings once a month, discussing issues, presenting it, and discussing these with the station commander and with the zone commanders, and that it goes beyond that. And with it, we need to have a succession plan. So that's why we need to get the youth out and encourage them to participate. So anybody between the ages of 18 and 35, you consider to be a youth. So get involved, because what's going to happen when guys like you and I drop off the map? Who's going to be taking over? Succession plan is also very important among all of this here.
Well, definitely, Mohammed. And just, finally, looking, you mentioned youth. Is there a growing interest amongst youth, considering that we see crime on a day-to-day basis? I mean, how interested are young people in serving on organizations like community police forums?
There is a great youth involvement. There's also an apathy when it comes to, because we need to encourage them more. They, some of them might be focused on studies, some of them might be focused on other issues. But let's just talk about students at universities. Crime affects them. They get robbed going to university, coming back home. Inside the university, there might be criminal elements, crime retreat. So you need to have, like on the CPF, we have a youth desk, and we encourage the youth to participate and give us their reports. We cannot speak on behalf of the youth because the dynamics are different. Crime might affect me and you differently, and crime affects the youth differently. So they need to speak about what is affecting them. So over the years, dynamics have changed, and you've seen how technology has changed and how it impacts the lives of the youth. So that is also very dramatic when we look at this whole issue holistically.
Well, Mohammed, Jazakallah khairan so much for that. And as always, for your time, we wish you well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.